The military governor of Lancheng, named Li Zheng, had been in office for less than 3 days when he wiped out 20 robbers, solving a kidnapping case that had shocked the entire area. His deputy came to report that they had seized the personal account books of the ringleader. What was particularly noteworthy was that he had colluded with many merchants, including a businessman named Mo Lin. Li Zheng had waited for 5 long years and finally had the chance to capture his enemy himself. He instructed his deputy to send a letter to Miss He, whose name was Ran, stating that if she wanted to save her father, she had no choice but to marry the military governor. He believed that because of her father, she wouldn't dare refuse. And Ran, the peace you longed for will be gone. During the wedding ceremony, and Ran sadly thought about her stepbrother, named Hezhong. She had betrayed him before, so perhaps this was her punishment, forcing her to live with someone she didn't love. Outside the gate, the military governor walked in to greet the bride, and Ran looked closely and recognized that he was Hezhong. Little sister, long time no see. Looking at Ran's eyes, Li Zheng wondered if she was disappointed because she couldn't marry the young master of the Su family. He officially declared that she could only marry him in this lifetime, so she hurriedly ran to find a tree stump. I only beg you to release my father. However, Li Zheng hated her father for forcing his mother to her death, and Ran remembered the aunt hurt herself, which had nothing to do with her father. Hearing her mention their sibling relationship, Li Zheng even more wanted to go against conventional customs and have the guests witness the disgrace of the He family. Meanwhile, at Lusheng, the owner named Utang was punishing the person who had revealed the account books to the military governor. The close bodyguard, Rong Yin, secretly reported that the older brother was marrying the younger sister at the He residence. Lu Sheng sneered. After all these years, Li Zheng still couldn't escape his fatal weakness. After the wedding ceremony concluded, Ran begged him to release her father. However, Li Zheng had more fun planned, making her wish she were dead. Back at the military governor's mansion, Li Zheng indulged himself without restraint. Hearing her call him elder brother, he reminded her to remember he was Li Zheng, not Hezhong. He hated her for abandoning him years ago for someone else, and now choosing the military governor to save her father. From beginning to end, he was never her first choice. He held the wedding at the He mansion because everyone said they couldn't be together. He had to marry his stepsister to humiliate her right in front of them, and Ran grabbed a knife, threatening to end it all if he forced her. Li Zheng got up, put on his robe, and poured a glass of sorrowful wine. He reminded her that her father's life was still in his hands, and Ran saw that he had gone to great lengths to stage this elaborate humiliation. And Ran, your father humiliated my mother, and you abandoned me. Well, one is very simple. You and the Mo Lin family's gold mine. Don't even dream of chasing after that young master from the Su family, because we've already completed the wedding rites. Whether you live or die, you belong to me. I want both the gold mine and you. I will repay you 100, 1,000 times over for all the humiliation I suffered 5 years ago. Outside, the wind was cold. The military governor made his wife hold the phoenix candles until dawn. Inside the house, Li Zheng answered Lu Sheng's call. Utang heard that the military governor was always looking for him. Returning to the hotel, he entrusted all his efforts to his staff. If the military governor dared to come, he would handle everything. If he didn't come, he would still send a wedding gift. Opening the window and looking out, Li Zheng watched his wife being tormented in the cold wind. And Ran didn't expect that he had hated her for 5 whole years. What she owed him would finally be repaid in this bitter way. Hearing the ticking of the clock, Li Zheng felt uneasy and secretly looked downstairs again. He once carried sacks at the docks every day just to buy Ran a bracelet she liked. Even though he hated her to the bone, he still couldn't bear to see her in pain. Li Zheng walked over and carried and ran into the room. He commanded his wife to quickly serve her husband and help him bathe. He complained that her hands were cold, ruining his mood, but he didn't like wasting water, so she had to use up all the bath water. He went outside and called for the maidservant, telling her to quickly bring burn medicine and a bowl of ginger water with plenty of brown sugar for the madam. The deputy reported that the person who revealed the account books was an internal spy for Lu Sheng. He had just been assassinated, and his body was still hanging outside the city gate. Taking his wife to the prison, the military governor made her listen to the symphony of grievances that could only be found there. Among them, even before her father's voice, he took her to a prison cell and made her sign a lifelong commitment. If she behaved obediently, he would consider suppressing the evidence of her father's collusion with bandits. If not, he would hand him over to the central prison. And Ran reminded him that he was also Li Zheng's father. He corrected her, saying that Mo Lin was the father who forced his mother to her death. He wanted him to see his daughter marry his stepbrother. Although Li Zheng was outwardly stern, his heart ached at Ran's tears. She questioned him. Even if she handed over the gold mine, he still wouldn't spare her father? And Ran, compared to taking your father's life, ruining you would bring me even greater satisfaction. My dear stepsister, the pain you inflicted on me was no less than that of our father. So, your pitiful expression is truly fake. And Ran stated firmly that she had hidden the gold mine map. If the military governor didn't thoroughly investigate the robbery and clear her father's name, she guaranteed he wouldn't get a single ounce of gold. The wedding attendant reported to the notary that the seal had been affixed to the marriage certificate with Li Zheng. The moment she turned her head, the military governor's tears fell uncontrollably. And Ran, I can only use this method to keep you by my side. This know that years saved me. Do you regret it now? It turned out that years ago, Li Zheng and his mother were often bullied. The senior wives always humiliated him, calling him a bastard. At that time, Ran appeared like a red flower in the white snow. She asserted that his name was He Zheng and he was her father's son. Anyone who wanted to touch him had to ask her permission first. And Ran put a coat on He Zheng, promising to protect him forever. Yet they had reached this point. Even if she regretted it, he was determined not to let go, because she was the one who provoked him first. Arriving at Lu Sheng, the deputy apologized for not yet being able to uncover Lu Sheng's owner's true identity. Li Zheng knew that Lu Sheng had connections with both the underworld and the police by selling information. As long as he didn't oppose him, his identity didn't matter. He told the deputy to inform the opera troupe owner that if Lu Sheng's owner still didn't show up, he would be forced to accept his retaliatory gift. Just then, a drunk man stumbled onto the stage, harassing a female performer. Li Zheng was annoyed. He flicked a hidden dart, opening the decorative ball, and dragged the lecherous man off the stage. The man recognized the military governor and frantically ran away. The female performer's eyes welled up with tears as she stared intently at Li Zheng. But he ordered his soldiers to seal off this filthy place, causing the female performer to collapse onto the stage. It turned out that the man was none other than Lu Sheng's owner, Utang. He wanted to vent his anger on someone who dared to cause trouble, which made the military governor look down on him as lowlife. Returning to the mansion, the military governor saw his wife lying down waiting in the living room. Li Zheng received a report from the prison that Mo Lin had been taken away by Nanjing. He told the deputy to quickly investigate this matter thoroughly. He gently took off his boots, then carried his wife to the bedroom. Laying her down on the bed, he gazed at the face that had been etched in his heart for 5 years. And Ran suddenly woke up and quickly pushed Li Zheng away. She questioned him, asking where he had taken her father. She snatched a gun, threatening to die with him. Li Zheng advised his wife to think carefully, because if she fired, her father would also have no way out. He instructed her to shoot once, either shattering his head or his heart, so that a person would die and forget all love, hate, and grudges. And Ran, if you're capable, then end me. And Ran admitted that she couldn't bear to hurt Li Zheng. She begged him to spare her father so that she could repay all her mistakes from 5 years ago. However, the gun was empty, and Ran broke down because she couldn't even freely seek death. Li Zheng reassured her that he would keep Mo Lin alive. He wanted him to witness with his own eyes how his precious daughter was being trampled upon. Going to see his foster father named Zhao Qi, Li Zheng asked if he had taken Mo Lin to Nanjing. Commander Zhao Qi said that the bandit case involved many provinces and cities. He was afraid that this time Mo Lin wouldn't survive. I have no wife or children, and I only consider you my family. In the future, this seat and this meritorious ring will all belong to you. Therefore, you must quickly get the gold mine from Iran. Don't disappoint me. After you succeed, quickly break ties with her to avoid future troubles. Li Zheng clarified that he was keeping Iran by his side only to avenge his mother on the He family. He remembered his foster father once taught him that destroying the enemy's spirit was the deadliest blow. Commander Zhao Qi chuckled, knowing that his foster son still had feelings for the young Miss He. He reminded Li Zheng not to forget how his mother died. Moreover, the military camp was short of supplies and urgently needed to exploit the gold mine. It turned out that Commander Zhao Qi had secretly imprisoned Mo Lin to interrogate him about the location of the gold mine. He advised Mo Lin to confess quickly and not to bring trouble upon his daughter at the military governor's mansion. On the other side, And Ran remembered her father once telling her that inside the ledger her mother kept during her lifetime, there was dowry money for her. And Ran found a deposit slip for a safe deposit box at the American bank. She secretly guessed that the key to the gold mine was hidden there. Outside, a storm raged. Li Zheng dragged his feet to the memorial tablet of his late mother. He painfully recalled that rainy night when he had witnessed his mother's blood dripping down. The last words she left were to take Mo Lin down to hell with her. The deputy rushed in, begging the military governor to quickly take his medicine, because whenever there was thunder, Li Zheng's body would be in unbearable pain. However, he wanted to remember this piercing pain. Just when he was most desperate, he heard the news that Ran had agreed to marry the young Master Su. Even the servants looked down on him, mocking him as a lowlife. Li Zheng's self-inflicted pain to forever remember the humiliation of that year. And Ran, you clearly left me, but I still couldn't bear to cut ties with you. What I owed you, I've already repaid. So what you owe me, what will you use to compensate me? Outside the living room, and Ran received a letter from the He residence. She heard the maidservants say that whenever it rained, the military governor would have a headache and would dismiss all the servants. And Ran opened the letter and found that the young Master Su informed her he would return to the country ahead of schedule. Hearing Li Zheng's footsteps, and Ran quickly hid the letter behind her. But he noticed and snatched it to read. Li Zheng was even more hurt that his wife was still in contact with her old flame. She tried to explain, but couldn't stop his anger. The more she resisted, the more furious he became. He lifted her onto the table and poured all his love and resentment into a possessive kiss. And Ran, 5 years ago, I was too poor to be worthy of a lady like you. Now that I've become the military governor of Lancheng, am I still not worthy of you? The more you long to be with him, the more I want to shatter that illusion. Even if I have to force you, I must have you. And Ran tried to escape, but Li Zheng was like a ferocious beast, not allowing his prey to escape his grasp. He demanded that if she was repaying the He family's debt, she had to repay it properly. And Ran remained silent, willingly offering herself to Li Zheng. In the 5 years past, she had dreamed of that rainy night countless times, gradually tormented by her betrayal of the one she loved. Hearing that she had agreed to marry the young Master Su, named Ming, and Li Zheng rushed out into the rain to object. He questioned his stepfather for forcing his mother to her death and making Ran marry without love. Mo Lin clarified that his mother had ended her own life, and Li Zheng was not allowed to interfere with his stepsister's wedding. He ordered his men to beat Li Zheng until he knew his place. To save him, and Ran had no choice but to pretend to willingly marry Ming'an. She said coldly that she was sick of his brotherly affection act. He was just a toy for her to use when she was bored. The only one who could be by her side for life was the young Master Su. The butterfly necklace, a token of their affection, was just a cheap trinket. And Ran, from the moment I started loving you, I knew things were absurd. But at this moment, I still want to be absurd one more time. For me, just once is enough. However, the painful past couldn't be erased. It remained a solid wall, separating Li Zheng from Ran. But little did he know, she was silently shedding tears. Just like years ago, she took all the blame for her unrequited love for her stepbrother. She promised not to see Li Zheng again, only begging her father to spare him. Li Zheng, I protected you back then. That's why I angered him. From beginning to end, the only person I wanted to marry was you. Meeting the military governor, the deputy reported that they had eliminated many spies from Lusheng. The ringleader was getting anxious and had requested a meeting with the military governor at 8 p.m. tonight. Arriving at Lusheng, the military governor finally met the owner, but through a screen. He had thought Lusheng's owner was just an opera singer forced by life, never expecting him to be a young master enjoying the mortal world. Lusheng's owner believed that living in a fool's paradise, no one knew who Lusheng really was. He pulled aside the screen, officially meeting the military governor. Utang, long time no see. It turned out that years ago, Utang had wandered the streets, barely surviving by scavenging for scraps of food. At Utang's most desperate moment, only Li Zheng had reached out to him, giving Utang a fragrant bun. Utang had nowhere else to go, so he quickly followed the kind person. Li Zheng patted his head, agreeing to protect Utang. After many years, they had finally reunited. Li Zheng had been searching for him for 5 years, but without any news. Now that they had met again, he wanted to have a good drink with Utang. Li Zheng never expected that the weak teenager from those days would become the owner of Lusheng. Utang said that to survive in Lancheng, There were many things he had no choice but to do, but he guaranteed that he only sold information. Li Zheng didn't need Utang to explain himself and always trusted his little brother. He remembered when they were young, they often played the game of throwing stones like darts. Utang gave him a meeting gift, an important piece of information. He revealed that Mo Lin was hidden in by Hu Church. Arriving at the church, Li Zheng indeed found Mo Lin. Meeting Commander Zhao Qi, he remembered his foster father had sealed off this place. He quickly denied it, claiming that someone dared to act under his very nose. Li Zheng wondered if his father truly hadn't hidden Mo Lin. Commander Zhao Qi asserted that someone dared to sow discord between them. Li Zheng promised that after investigating the robbery, he would offer the gold mine to his father. He found a picture of Ran in the pocket of the person who kidnapped Mo Lin. He worried that she was in danger, so he hurried to find his wife. On the street, Ran heard the sound of candied hawthorns being sold, and her mind went back to sweet memories of the past. Seeing her reading late into the night, Li Zheng brought her candied hawthorns. Hearing her praise them, he promised to bring them often. Sure enough, an assassin tried to attack Ran. Li Zheng stopped him in time, ordering the driver to keep going until his wife woke up. He sat quietly beside her, gently holding her, and Ran suddenly woke up, recalling memories of riding in a car with Li Zheng. She had once said that she liked riding the tram every time she missed her mother. The streetlights, like earthly fires, guided the way to happiness. He had promised to always ride the tram with her. But now, Ran misunderstood that he was following her. She explained that she had opened an art gallery and came to sell some paintings to raise money for her father. Getting out of the car, Li Zheng saw a little girl selling flowers. He bought all her flowers so she could go home earlier. Arriving at the art gallery, Ran quickly put away the portraits of Li Zheng. She advised him to return to the mansion because watching others paint was very boring. Li Zheng made his wife paint his portrait. In exchange, she could see her father. Ran saw the military governor's imposing manner, very majestic but not warm. She only liked to paint the figure from the past, a brother who would never return. Li Zheng reiterated that he is Ran's husband. He suddenly felt a sharp pain and fainted on the chair. Ran saw that he had a high fever and a wound on his abdomen. While she was bandaging Li Zheng, the deputy had sent a blood sample to the hospital. The doctor diagnosed that the culprit had smeared poison on the dagger. The deputy said that the military governor heard that an assassin was following the madam and rushed to the tram. He was injured while saving his wife. Ran remembered that young Master Su had studied medicine and had taught her basic medical skills. Since the detoxification time was no more than 4 hours, she had to stitch the wound first. She told the deputy to quickly find a doctor to save the military governor. Unexpectedly, on the other side, Utang secretly ordered his subordinates to arrange doctors and prevent pharmacies from selling snake antivenom. Looking at Li Zheng's pale face, Ran knew that he must have suffered a lot to climb to the position of military governor. She had waited 5 years for him to return. As long as he woke up, she promised to make a wishing lantern with him. Finally, a doctor arrived to save Li Zheng, but it happened to be Ming. He used his connections to obtain the only dose of antivenom. Seeing Ming and about to touch his wife, Li Zheng quickly pulled her back. Ming thought the art gallery was originally elegant and not suitable for someone to recover in. Li Zheng declared that he was Ran's husband. Everything of hers belonged to him. Ming advised the military governor that since he had married Ran, he must treat her well. Ran had been in a difficult situation until now to save her husband. He arranged to come to the mansion the next day to continue treating the military governor and conveniently bring foreign fruits for Ran. Li Zheng, feeling jealous, deliberately pulled his wife into his arms in front of his rival. Ran, are you crying? Ran denied it, saying she had only helped him out of convenience. Li Zheng wanted to touch her plump red lips, but fainted against her shoulder. Utang vented his anger on his subordinates. He planned to hide all the doctors and anti-venom so that he would be the only one who could save Li Zheng. Outside, a storm raged. The old illness compounded with a new wound caused the military governor unbearable pain. In his delirium, he repeatedly begged Ran not to abandon him. She held Li Zheng's hand tightly, promising not to leave him again, because she realized that compared to hating Li Zheng, she was even more afraid of losing him. Finally, dawn broke. Li Zheng looked at Ran, who had fallen asleep by his bed. This moment was just like the warmth in the snowy wind of the past. Seeing her leave, he hurriedly pulled her back. The military governor used the excuse of being hungry to make his wife prepare breakfast. And Rand still remembered that every time Li Zheng was sick, he only liked to eat the apricot blossom cake she made. He used the excuse of being ill and demanded that his wife feed him. Seeing and Rand obediently listening, Li Zheng held her hand tightly to enjoy the sweet cake. He reminisced about the past when she used to personally cook dumplings for him. He told her to go with the deputy to see her father. Entering the prison, and Rand was distressed to see her father bruised and battered. Mo Lin recounted that it was Li Zheng who had saved him. He urged his daughter to quickly find a man named Li Yang, who had secretly colluded with the robbers behind his back. And Rand asked her father why. If Aunt C had committed suicide, Li Zheng was still certain the He family was involved. Mo Lin insisted that his fourth wife had betrayed him and did so out of shame. Meanwhile, Li Zheng went to Lu Sheng. He thanked his younger brother for revealing where Mo Lin was hidden. Utang took the opportunity to sing an opera excerpt for his older brother. To Utang, the difficult but peaceful time spent with Li Zheng was incredibly beautiful. However, the innocent look in his eyes from the past was gone. At the same time, Rand returned to the mansion and encountered Commander Zhao Qi. It was his first time meeting his daughter-in-law, so he wanted to have a serious conversation. When Li Zheng returned home, he found Rand covered in injuries, lying on the cold ground, struggling to wait for his return before finally losing consciousness. The deputy reported that Commander Zhao Qi had forced the madam to hand over the gold mine map and sign the divorce papers. When Rand refused, she was punished with lashes. Li Zheng was determined not to let his wife suffer injustice. Going to confront his foster father, Li Zheng questioned why he dared to touch his wife. He offered to let his father deal with him as he pleased and would cooperate in finding the gold mine, but he was not to touch Rand. If his foster father repeated this, he would sever their relationship. Returning to the mansion, Li Zheng saw his wife clumsily applying medicine herself. He approached her, gently applying the ointment while blowing to cool it and ease her pain. And Rand wondered if Commander Zhao Qi treated him cruelly as well. Li Zheng said that he had survived many times in piles of corpses. His foster father saw his value and exceptionally took him in as an adopted son. But he knew clearly that his foster father was ready to discard him if he could no longer be exploited. Therefore, he had to risk everything to seize the position of military governor. And Rand didn't expect Li Zheng to have such a hard life. She asked him to investigate a man named Li Yang who had colluded with the robbers behind her father's back. And Rand, please take good care of yourself. Leave everything else to me. Waiting until she fell asleep, he was still uneasy and stayed by her bedside. After dealing with military affairs until morning, Li Zheng told the deputy to investigate who Utang was associating with. He felt his younger brother's abilities were strong and feared someone was exploiting him from behind the scenes. The deputy reported that Li Yang was the one who hired the assassin to kill the madam and also the one who bought up all the snake antivenom. But when the deputy went to his house, he had already passed away. Li Zheng guessed that Li Yang was connected to his foster father. He instructed the deputy to investigate secretly to avoid alerting anyone. Going outside, and Rand wondered why the deputy was always busy washing clothes. The deputy explained that these were clothes for refugees. Every year during the snowy season, the military governor would prepare cotton-padded clothes and shelters for them to avoid the cold. But the number of refugees was too large, so he was always hesitant, trying to figure out how to manage. Meeting Li Zheng, and Rand gave him the address of a cotton shop. The owner was upright and honest. The prices were reasonable, but he had offended many people. Li Zheng could contact him to buy cotton for warm clothes and put the debt on the He family's account, and Rand would help him pay it off. She worried that he would use the entire military governor's mansion to repay debts and help the refugees. Li Zheng wanted to go with his wife to meet reporters to salvage his overbearing military governor image and make it easier to cooperate with the Merchants Association. And Rand agreed on the condition that she could also investigate her father's case. She analyzed that since Li Yang bought up the anti-venom, there must be a storage place. If they investigated warehouses that met the conditions, they could find clues about the person behind Li Yang. Li Zheng rewarded his clever wife with a kiss on the forehead. Just then, Utang came to visit his older brother, and Rand recognized him as the Utang that Li Zheng often mentioned. He told his wife to go back to her room to rest, so that he could talk with his younger brother. Li Zheng suddenly remembered that he hadn't lifted the lockdown on Lu Sheng. Utang didn't blame him, as he rarely had a few days of leisure. Drinking together all night, Li Zheng reminisced about the days he spent with his younger brother, with the sky as their roof and the earth as their floor. To Utang, those impoverished days weren't suffering at all. He even felt very nostalgic about that time. Li Zheng thought that people had to grow up, and the weak Utang of the past now made him look at him differently. Utang said that they used to be very simple, but as they grew up, they became complicated, so he was very nostalgic about the past. Utang, if you had the chance to choose, would you be willing to return to the old days with me? Li Zheng laughed at his younger brother, still liking to cry like he used to. He affirmed that having Utang and Enran was enough, but the heart of the little Utang of the past was now covered in scars. The next day, the military governor and his wife officially met the press. He denied all rumors of a breakup, stating that he and his wife were very happy and cared about the well-being of the people. Reporters mentioned the rumors that the military governor had threatened his stepfather to force his stepsister to marry him. And Rand stepped forward to clarify, saying that she understood Li Zheng better than anyone. He always appeared when she was in danger. His actions were sometimes cruel, but his fists were only aimed at the wicked, and his back sheltered the refugees. Although she and her husband came together through conflict, she believed he was just someone stubborn about the truth. Li Zheng further explained that when he remarried into the He family with his mother, it was Enran who protected and saved him. They were step-siblings and each other's most important person. For each other, they were willing to become the bravest people in the world, shielding each other from wind and rain. Whether it was 5 years ago or now, they loved each other more than their own lives. The happy occasion didn't last long before Ming arrived to deliver a gift for Enran. The military governor jealously thought that his rival hadn't given up on his wife. He refused the young Master Su's gift on behalf of his wife. Ming said that he and Enran were childhood sweethearts and had liked the same book since they were young. Li Zheng arrogantly threw the book on the table, reminding his wife that she could only have a long-term relationship with him. He deliberately kissed her in front of Ming. Hearing his rival say that Enran was like his younger sister, Li Zheng became even more furious. He pulled his wife into his arms, mockingly implying that young Master Su would never have a chance to do this. After Ming left, Enran questioned if Li Zheng had to trample on her to be satisfied. He advised Enran not to assume that he couldn't live without her. He told the deputy to invite Miss Wen over so that his wife could personally entertain her. In front of Miss Wen from the Wen family, named Shurqing, the military governor introduced Enran as a servant in the mansion. He deliberately admired Miss Wen's attire to provoke his wife. Shurqing, favored by the military governor, demanded the maid's outer jacket, and Ran had no choice but to patiently give her coat to the guest. But Miss Wen disliked it as ordinary and returned it. Hearing Shurqing criticize her clumsiness, and Ran intended to find someone else to serve her. Seeing the military governor pull her back, she wondered if he wasn't satisfied yet or had come up with another way to humiliate her. Watching his wife coldly walk away, Li Zheng secretly blamed her for so easily giving him up to another woman. To make amends, Li Zheng bought another book for his wife. He saw her sleeping soundly on the chair. Li Zheng gently covered her with a blanket and placed a warm kiss on her forehead. But little did he know that she was only pretending to be asleep and was tightly holding the necklace he had once pawned. Utang, perhaps we were like this string. Even if glued back together, it's still full of scratches. The moment I broke in front of you, I have regretted it until now. Arriving at Lusheng, Li Zheng gave the villa keys to Utang. He still remembered that his younger brother had always longed for a home. Li Zheng saw that his brother was always nostalgic about the past, so he wanted to take a picture to capture the present moment. Utang invited him to take the picture on the stage so that from now on, he wouldn't return to this place. Hearing that his older brother wanted to return early for his wife's birthday, Utang thought it unnecessary because she was happy with someone else. Li Zheng guessed it was Ming and rushed to find his wife. Sure enough, she mistook him for Ming. Li Zheng questioned if she was secretly dating her lover. Ran explained that she planned to sell paintings to Ming. Li Zheng didn't believe her and wanted his rival to witness their intimacy firsthand. Hearing Ming's voice, Li Zheng became even more frantic and forceful with Ran. He reminded his wife that the person she married was the military governor, and Li Zheng was a person who couldn't even bear to let a rose thorn prick Ran. Yet, she casually repaid him like this. He pulled out his gun, aiming it straight at Ming, and Ran had no choice but to obediently listen, willingly being intimate with her husband in front of others. She used the excuse of being busy and made plans with Ming for another time. He knew that even though Ran was covered in injuries, she stubbornly stayed by Li Zheng's side. Just like years ago, She resolutely returned the engagement ring to preserve her love for Li Zheng. Even if they could only be siblings, she was willing to cherish the memories with Li Zheng for the rest of her life. And Ran knew that Mingyan had left, but she couldn't resist the passionate kiss of the one she loved. On the other side, Utang resentfully threw away the villa keys. He had lost a leg because of Li Zheng, so how could a house compensate for that? At the prison, the deputy had captured the owner of the anti-venom warehouse. He was Li Yang's cousin and also dealt in contraband. He confessed that Mo Lin was not involved in the robbery. It was all a trap set by Li Yang. He only knew that someone powerful was behind Li Yang. Going to see Mo Lin, Li Zheng interrogated him. Were you the one who murdered my mother? Mo Lin swore that he had never harmed anyone. Back then, he had caught his fourth wife secretly stealing the gold mine map, so he had locked her up to investigate who was behind her. But she didn't confess and took her own life. He insisted that no matter how angry he was, he had never hit Li Zheng's mother. Returning to the He mansion, Ran unexpectedly met her father again. He told her that the military governor had found someone to prove his innocence. Mo Lin, concerned about his reputation, still advised his daughter to break up with Li Zheng and leave Lancheng with him. However, Ran didn't regret being with the person she loved. Just then, Mingyan came to greet his uncle and conveniently brought a birthday gift for Ran. Mystery told the two young people to talk while he went to the kitchen to prepare some delicious dishes. After resolving the knot in his heart, Li Zheng was no longer afraid of thunder. He only hoped to find the culprit who harmed his mother soon and pray for a lifetime of peace with his wife. Before Ran returned, Li Zheng prepared many fresh flowers and candles. He practiced saying happy birthday, madam in various styles. But he then heard his subordinates report that Ran was having dinner with her father and Mingyan. Li Zheng felt it was ridiculous that in the end, she still abandoned him. The next day, Utang led his troops to deal with Commander Zhao Qi's secret agents. He ordered his men to stuff them in his sacks and return them to Commander Zhao Qi. He didn't want to affect his mood for moving to a new house. Taking his brother to the new house, Li Zheng gave Utang the deed to the land. He had printed the photo they took together and gave one copy to Utang. He also brought the birthday gifts he had prepared for him during the 5 years Utang was missing. They were all shoes. Utang recalled how years ago, Li Zheng had given him his own relatively intact pair of shoes. Utang wanted to put them away, but Li Zheng wanted to try them on for himself. Only then did he realize that Utang only had one leg left. Utang, who harmed you like this? Utang said that it was the price for Lu Sheng to stand firm in the underworld. He didn't regret it, and Li Zheng didn't need to blame himself. Returning to the mansion, Li Zheng helped his wife zip up her dress. Hearing Ran thank him, he accused her of being distant. Ran said that the military governor's mood was unpredictable. One moment he was gentle, and the next he could turn cold and indifferent. Ran, why won't you take one step closer to me? You should see what I truly want in my heart. Just then, the deputy came to report that the refugee shelter was on fire. Ran, knowing some medicine, went to help. Hearing the news, Mingyan brought Miss Wan, who also studied medicine, to assist the refugees. Shi Qing knew that the last time, the military governor had used her to provoke his wife. She formally reintroduced herself as Mingyan's classmate and his future child's mother. Outside, the military governor told his deputy to open the training ground to shelter the refugees. For the medical expenses, deducting from the military governor's mansion, Mingyan offered to provide aid to the refugees on behalf of the Su family. He also took the opportunity to ask the military governor's thoughts on Ran. Li Zheng affirmed that he would never let go of his wife for the rest of his life. Mingyan revealed that Ran had been forced to agree to marry him to protect Li Zheng from her father's beatings. But after Li Zheng left the He family, she had returned the engagement ring. Ran had also said that she would never marry anyone else in her life. Mingyan admitted that he was not qualified to be the military governor's rival. After relocating all the refugees, Li Zheng saw that his wife was exhausted from the whole day, so he carried her back to the mansion to rest. At the He mansion, Mo Lin hired someone to make a meritorious ring just like the one in the picture. He thanked the ring maker, who years ago had introduced the forensic examiner who proved his late wife's passing. Their conversation was overheard by a maidservant. Just then, Ran called, telling her father that she wanted to use the gold mine to help the refugees. Over here, Li Zheng watched his wife sleep soundly on the sofa. He didn't expect that she still kept the butterfly necklace, the keepsake of their love. He gently applied medicine to the bruise on her leg. Seeing his wife pretending to sleep, he urged her to go back to the room. and Ran handed the military governor the deposit slip for the gold mine map. He wondered if she wasn't afraid of a bloodthirsty and unfeeling military governor. Li Zheng, I believe you are not only not unfeeling, but also a military governor who always cares about the common people. Li Zheng carried his wife to bed, advising her not to trust too easily, because he wouldn't let his madam escape his grasp. Meanwhile, Commander Zhao Qi was furious, thinking the military governor intended to seize the gold mine for himself. He had elevated Li Zheng high up, but was also ready to push him down to hell. The next day, the military governor heard that a group of orphans had fallen into the hands of bandits. They had discovered an army spy, so they let him go to deliver a message, asking the military governor to come to an abandoned warehouse in the suburbs. Li Zheng told his deputy to plant explosives around the warehouse. After he rescued the children, he would immediately detonate them, absolutely not letting any robbers leave Lancheng. Entering the abandoned warehouse, Li Zheng saw the orphans held by the robbers. Not stopping there, they had also captured and ran to threaten him. The robbers wanted to see if the military governor would choose to be a great hero, saving the orphans, or a love-struck fool, saving his stepsister. And Ran urged him to save the children, otherwise she would be tormented for the rest of her life. Li Zheng thought to himself that the robbers were after the gold mine, so they wouldn't harm and Ran for now. He ordered his deputy and all the soldiers to safely take the children outside. Facing the robbers, Li Zheng said that he held the key to the gold mine. He would trade his life for his wife. To show his sincerity, Li Zheng removed all his weapons. The delighted robbers beat the military governor until he was unable to resist, and Ran begged him to ignore her, but Li Zheng had never abandoned her. Even if he died, he couldn't bear to let go of the one he loved. He told her to quickly go outside and find the deputy, as he had made arrangements and would be fine. And Ran only managed to give him a hurried kiss before running to find the deputy. Li Zheng said, "I can find a gold mine, but I cannot find you." He couldn't find a gold mine because he had made arrangements and would be fine. And Ran begged him to ignore her, but Li Zheng had never abandoned her. The delighted robbers beat the military governor until he was unable to resist, and Ran begged him to ignore her, but Li Zheng had never abandoned her. And Ran begged him to ignore her because he had made arrangements and would be fine. And Ran begged him to ignore her because he had made arrangements and would be fine. At Ran's most desperate moment, Li Zheng's deep, warm voice suddenly rang out. She was both scared and overjoyed, thinking she would never see him again. Li Zheng had to use a kiss to reassure her. And Ran, how could I bear to leave such a good wife as you? Li Zheng, the thing I regret the most is letting go of your hand 5 years ago. I won't do it again. And Ran, I won't give you a chance to let go of my hand again. Finally, hatred was resolved by love. All the pent-up emotions of 5 years were poured into a passionate kiss after they had just brushed death. Hearing that his older brother had escaped danger and was happy with his wife, Utang became even more resentful. Returning to the military governor's mansion, and Ran personally cooked a nourishing soup for her husband. Li Zheng was a little picky, so he wanted to feed his wife a taste first. Hearing her say it wasn't good, he demanded compensation with something else. Li Zheng, then eat me. He couldn't wait any longer, passionately kissing the one he had longed for 5 years. Finally, they were truly together. Every day, the military governor didn't want to be apart from his wife. He spent every spare moment reminiscing about the past, spending peaceful moments with her. Li Zheng, heaven must have heard my prayers for me to be reunited with you. And Ran, thank you for being willing to love someone like me. Arriving at the commander's mansion, Li Zheng questioned his foster father why the robbers used his bullets and explosives. Zhao Qi reminded his son who had taken him in when he was most miserable. Li Zheng corrected him, saying that he had survived the pile of dead bodies on his own. To his foster father, he was just a sharp and easy-to-use blade. He survived not because his foster father was benevolent, but because his own life was long. He revealed that he had joined forces with neighboring counties to clear out the remaining bandits. He declared that from now on, their father-son relationship was completely severed, inviting Utang to the art gallery, and Ran cooked sweet tofu pudding for Li Zheng and spicy tofu pudding for her brother-in-law. Utang remembered that Li Zheng liked spicy food. It turned out that because Ran liked sweets, Li Zheng had developed a preference for them. Utang was happy for his older brother and sister-in-law, so he personally engraved 2 sides of a pendant. But behind his congratulatory smile was boundless resentment in Utang's heart. He wouldn't allow them to be happy while he had to live in a dark hell. It turned out that years ago, Utang had been humiliated and severely injured by Zhao Qi. Only now did Li Zheng discover the paintings that Ran had drawn of him over the past 5 years. He was happy that someone always remembered him so much. If the peaceful days with her were a beautiful dream, then he wished never to wake up. But little did Li Zheng know that outside the military governor's mansion, a pair of eyes was always watching him. Because he was jealous that Li Zheng lit sky lanterns with his wife, Utang ordered his subordinates to destroy all the sky lanterns in the city. Inside the mansion, the military governor secretly kept his wife's wish to be together with him forever. He didn't need sky lanterns. He wanted to fulfill her wish himself, because his wish was in Ran. Under the glow of the sky lanterns, Li Zheng gave his wife a sweet kiss. Calling his daughter home, Mo Lin gave Ran real estate documents and shop contracts belonging to the He family. He hoped that if anything unexpected happened, Ran would still be able to live well. After obtaining the fake meritorious ring, Mo Lin tried to stamp it on paper. When he saw the ring on Commander Zhao Qi's hand, he became suspicious. Sure enough, it was exactly the same as the mark on Li Zheng's mother's body. He arranged to meet the military governor in the suburbs to discuss the matter related to his mother's death. Arriving at the meeting point, Li Zheng waited for a long time but didn't see Mo Lin. Someone from the shadows suddenly fired a shot at him. Early the next morning, Ran heard the news that her father had passed away. Seeing Ran's grief, Ming'an asked her to calm down. He suspected that her father had been assassinated, and Ran found a button from the military governor's uniform clutched in her father's hand. A trembling servant revealed that he witnessed someone climb over the wall from the backyard and go straight into the owner's study. He was about to shout when he realized it was the military governor. The maid beside Ran remembered that the military governor had gone out early in the morning and hadn't returned. And Ran couldn't believe the truth and fainted. Over here, Li Zheng struggled to return to find his younger brother. He asked Utang to find a doctor to remove the bullet from his arm. Li Zheng didn't want Ran to worry, so he didn't return to the military governor's mansion. He wondered why his younger brother was folding so many paper butterflies. Utang believed they symbolized good fortune and also implied breaking out of one's cocoon to become a butterfly, starting a new life. Li Zheng wanted his younger brother to return to the military governor's mansion to help him, no longer needing to worry about Lu Sheng's affairs. He was afraid that Utang would get too deeply involved in the underworld and find it difficult to safely withdraw. Utang, I'm very worried about you. Utang agreed to consider his brother's invitation. Just then, the deputy came to report that Mo Lin had passed away. Finally meeting Li Zheng, Ran questioned why her father was clutching a button from his military uniform. Li Zheng argued that if he had wanted to act, her father wouldn't have survived leaving the prison. Ran, don't you trust me? Ran recounted that a servant had witnessed him climbing over the wall into the He residence. Moreover, he disappeared at the exact moment her father was assassinated. Li Zheng explained that Mo Lin had arranged to meet him behind the mountain to talk. Hearing that she needed a witness, he was hesitant because no one knew about it. What was before her eyes made it impossible for Ran not to think he was the murderer. She feared that he still hated her and was secretly plotting revenge. Ran, you may not trust the military governor, but you must trust He Zheng. But to Ran, He Zheng had left 5 years ago. She pointed a knife at Li Zheng, telling him to get out of her sight. Ran, I won't leave. As long as you don't harm yourself, I can give you my life. Seeing Ran stabbing herself, Li Zheng grabbed her hand and pushed the knife in deeper. He struggled to hold onto a shred of trust from his beloved, but she said, from now on, our kindness and righteousness are severed. Waiting until only Li Zheng remained, Utang slowly approached, becoming the only support for his brother. Li Zheng, having just experienced a night of life and death, wanted to return to the mansion to see Ran. Utang told his brother to rest, as Deputy Li was there. Returning to the mansion, he reported that the servant who accused Li Zheng had been silenced, and the maid, Yin, was also missing. He suspected that she had gone to deliver something to Miss Ran, so she had secretly stolen a button from the military governor's uniform. The distinctive feature was that the murder weapons used to kill Mo Lin and the servant were both silk cords. Utang didn't see Li Zheng when he went to deliver medicine early in the morning. It turned out he had returned to the He family to find evidence. He discovered a calendar, clearly marking that Mo Lin had an appointment with Old Man Ian before his death. He went outside, looking back at the snowy scenery of years past. He painfully recalled Ran's words of severing their ties. Seeing Li Zheng torturing himself until he bled, Utang wondered if he was being soft-hearted. He gradually approached his brother, but was met with a look of disappointment from Li Zheng. Utang told him to come with him because this was no longer Li Zheng's home. From now on, the two brothers would rely on each other again. Returning to the villa, Utang kept hearing Li Zheng calling in Rand's name, so he angrily planned to harm his brother with a hairpin. Seeing Li Zheng suddenly open his eyes, Utang acted as if nothing had happened. Li Zheng thanked his younger brother for being there to take care of him. Hearing that he had a clue, Utang advised Li Zheng not to rush, and besides, the heavy rain outside would affect his health. Over here, and Rand smelled the snow cream scent on the button. She remembered Yun in introducing it as a characteristic cream from her hometown. Just then, she heard the news that a girl was being deported. She ran out to buy the newspaper, and sure enough, it was Yun In. She guessed that someone was threatening Yun In to frame Li Zheng. In the dark of night, Li Zheng went to see Old Man Yin, accidentally saving his brother-in-law. Old Man Yin said that his brother-in-law had performed the autopsy on Li Zheng's mother. After Mo Lin asked Old Man Yin to forge the meritorious ring, he still wanted to meet his brother-in-law. Li Zheng told his deputy to bring them back to the mansion. He questioned if the assassin had harmed Mo Lin and then used Yun In to frame him. He hated the military governor for blowing up the warehouse, causing the deaths of many of his brothers. He bit down on a poison pill in his mouth so that the military governor couldn't extract any more information. Returning to the military governor's mansion, Li Zheng was reunited with Ran. She knew that Yunin had stolen the button and blamed herself for suspecting him. Li Zheng said that some robbers had escaped the net, so they harmed her father to get revenge on him. And Ran found a meritorious ring on her father's desk. Li Zheng thought to himself that Mo Lin's case was definitely related to his mother. Hearing that Li Zheng had returned to Ran's side, Utang burned the paper butterflies. Subordinate Rong Yin was willing to get rid of all those who caused him pain for the sake of the owner, but to Utang, she was just a convenient tool. Sensing a great drama was about to unfold before Mo Lin's grave, Li Zheng called him father-in-law. He promised to take care of Ran in his place, not letting her suffer any harm. He urged her to quickly return to the mansion to cook, as he had something he needed to resolve. On the car, the deputy reported that Old Man Yin's brother-in-law had sent the military governor his autopsy notes. He discovered that there was a mark resembling the meritorious ring on Li Zheng's mother's body. He guessed that Zhao Qi was the real murderer, leading his troops to the commander's mansion that night. Li Zheng confronted his foster father, wondering when he had started setting the trap. Zhao Qi told him to pretend he didn't know anything, and he would have his inheritance. But Li Zheng despised the idea of recognizing an enemy as his father just to enjoy the crumbs that fell from his fingernails. Zhao Qi, your beautiful dream should be shattered now. Li Zheng gave his enemy two choices. One was to swallow poison in a coffin, and the other was to be executed by firing squad. Zhao Qi chuckled, as he had prepared for this long ago. He recounted that in the past, Li Zheng's father was his subordinate. He had made a move on Li Zheng's father in order to steal his wife, and to escape, Li Zheng's mother had married into the He family, but she still couldn't escape Zhao Qi's grasp. He used Li Zheng's life to force her to give him the gold mine map. Before sending off his foster son, Zhao Qi revealed that he had known Utang for a long time and that he often imprinted his meritorious ring on his spoils of war. Li Zheng was filled with hatred and wanted to avenge his parents himself. Over here, Ran saw a letter from Li Zheng. He apologized for being forced to go and end all hatred with Zhao Qi. If he didn't kill him himself, Zhao Qi would surely be able to clear his name, take his place, and leave all the property to her while buying a house full of plum blossoms for her. Ran, I'm sorry I can't be with you for the rest of this life, but please remember that I love you more than my own life. Ran painfully ran to find Li Zheng in the night. Running to the commander's mansion, Ran wanted to take her husband away, but soldiers rushed in to escort Li Zheng away. From afar, Utang was satisfied in his pain, having personally destroyed Li Zheng. Arranging to meet Utang at the art gallery, Ran asked him to sell her jewelry to raise money to save Li Zheng. Utang revealed his true colors, pointing a hairpin at Ran's neck. He wouldn't allow her to call his name. He agreed to save Li Zheng on the condition that Ran marry him. He wanted to personally drag his brother down to the darkest hell, because Utang considered Li Zheng his only family, but in his heart he only had his stepsister. Li Zheng had given Utang hope of life, only to abandon him for wealth and glory. Returning to the villa, Utang loaded 5 bullets representing the 5 years he didn't want to face, hoping that under the bright sunlight, fresh blood would wash away all sins. In the prison, Li Zheng heard the jailer say that Ran would marry Utang. Just then, Mingyan came to deliver luggage so that Li Zheng could go save her at Lusheng. Utang had finally waited for his brother, and Ran urged Li Zheng to run quickly because Utang had been submerged in hatred. Utang told his subordinates to quickly lock up his bride in the room. He hated that the moment Li Zheng entered the He mansion was also the moment he began to suffer. Li Zheng was stunned that his younger brother had always hated him and was only faking the reunion. Hearing the words compensate, Utang questioned if Li Zheng could return his legs and experience all the pain he had suffered. While he was living in torment, Li Zheng was busy having an affair with Ran. Li Zheng, you don't even have the right to compensate me. That night, when Zhao Qi humiliated me, would you be willing to endure it for me? All my suffering is because of you. If I hadn't entered the He mansion to find you, I wouldn't have seen Zhao Qi harm Aunt Si, nor would I have been captured by him and trampled upon. Is it worth enduring these humiliations just because I cherished our brotherhood? But even so, I still went to find you when I escaped from the commander's mansion. As a result, I saw you use all the money you had earned to buy a necklace for Ran. That snowy night, I was caught by the He family painfully losing this leg. Li Zheng explained that he had always been looking for him, but all the explanations couldn't heal the deep wounds in Utang's heart. He threw Li Zheng the gun, offering his life in exchange for Ran's. Li Zheng pointed the gun straight at his head, as he would never harm his younger brother. Utang, I have always been looking for you, and I love Ran very much. Seeing that the gun was empty, Li Zheng knew that his younger brother wasn't that heartless. He agreed to pay all debts, only asking him to stop. Utang said that it was too late, since the moment Li Zheng entered the He mansion to survive, he had always done dirty assassination work. In the 1941 days away from Li Zheng, he had never slept well. Now, he wanted Li Zheng and Ran to be buried with him. Utang revealed that he had harmed Mo Lin. He colluded with Zhao Qi to make Ran suspect Li Zheng. He laughed through tears, as this was a rare moment of happiness in his dark life. He wanted to return all the love and hatred to Li Zheng. To him, the year 1941 was beautiful because he met Li Zheng, while 1943 was terrible because they lost each other. Utang, I really waited for you, but the He family suddenly had someone take my mother away. I had to leave a message asking you to wait for me at the He mansion. When I returned, you were gone. I even begged Ran to help me find you, asking her father to adopt you. Utang, in my heart, the only younger brother I have is you. Utang didn't believe him, as he hadn't read any message. He didn't know that a rain shower had washed away Li Zheng's writing. Utang, please shoot. If it can make you become the innocent teenager of the past, then this life is worth it. Utang, even if you do so many wrong things, you're still the only family I've left. What I regret is not protecting you when you needed it most. I don't want you to rely on hatred to live. Seeing the deputy arriving with his troops, Utang thought that there was no turning back. He pretended to point the gun at Li Zheng so that the soldiers would shoot to protect the military governor. In the year 1968, I met you again, and in the year 1988, I bid you farewell. I've finally come back to pick you up, my innocent Utang. Rong Yin ran out, saying that the owner had prepared 5 bullets, but none of them could bear to harm his older brother. She had witnessed the owner suffering for 5 years, so she couldn't let him be lonely any longer. Utang, if you had waited a little longer then, would everything have been different? However, reality doesn't have any ifs. 3 years later, Zhao Qi's crimes were exposed, clearing Li Zheng's name. Before Utang's grave, Li Zheng poured wine for his younger brother. He came to sort out Utang's belongings and unexpectedly found that he still kept the shoes from years ago. Utang, I will visit you often. This time, no matter what happens, I will never break my promise. You will always be my only younger brother. Arriving at the art gallery, Li Zheng saw his wife painting his portrait. He asked Ran if she was angry that he had gone to visit Utang. She said that they should cherish the person in front of them and live each day well together. Ran, in front of you, I can be domineering and willful because Li Zheng will always be Ran's most loyal knight. You are the biggest surprise in my life. Ran, will you marry me again? Li Zheng, I will. Li Zheng happily placed a ring promising a lifetime on Ran's finger. Whether she liked to stay at the military governor's mansion or the art gallery, he would follow, because ever since his wife helped him with military affairs, his work was no longer too much. He hoped that every day would be like their wedding night. Ran, from now on, in my eyes and in my heart, there can only be you. The joyful sound of firecrackers from Ming unintentionally interrupted Li Zheng's kiss. Seeing that Ming was about to become a father, Li Zheng blamed himself for enjoying himself every night while his wife's belly showed no movement. Unexpectedly, Ran announced that he was also about to become a father. So, after 1,000 hardships, Li Zheng was still the teenager from that year, wholeheartedly loving and living happily with Ran.